The Maestro.
Dirty.
Shots!
Why?
This is cool. Let it go.
How about you hold it?
There's a lady in the
Yo, and welcome back.
She got legs that run
Dirty
forever
Shorts
and
Part Duh. Talking about coaches, specifically coaches in the dance that have not gotten the conversation that we thought they should get. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. My fault. Fixing that. That's just the way it is. Three other coaches that been looking at in terms of who I think have some of the best opportunities to be disruptors in the tournament, and who I feel will, because of their coaching strategies and how they go about their business. Not that the first three didn't, but and obviously when you talked about in the first few set of coaches, one of them already has 2 titles under their belt, so it wouldn't be a surprise. But these are coaches necessarily that they have won on some level, but they also have the kind of strategy that makes, no matter who they're playing against, very difficult. So let's talk about that. Coach C.C. Lytle. Coach C.C. Lytle. I said, see what you have done. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, a little Mississippi Elvis kicking in on my man. That's my dude. Coach already has a title under his belt, obviously, or I believe it was the Appalachian basketball championship or this season, which is well done, well played by him. It was a really good tournament for him too. What he did, and again, I'm going to focus more on the coaches than the players. All right, so just kind of hang with Maestro on this because I really want to make this about the coaches. One of the principles that whenever you watch a Coach Lytle team is rebounding and defense. And so Maestro is all into that, right? All day long. One of the things that I'll say about his rebounding clubs is they find a way to turn those rebounds into points. And what's key about that particular process is they not only turn those rebounds into points, they also force turnovers. Top in the prep universe in terms of forced turnovers, which means it's about disrupting the ball at the point of scoring, the rim, rebounding, etc., but also disrupting the ball and the flow of the ball from the opponent, thus the forced turnovers. And that coach is able to do that consistently and has done that since his time in SimWorld Prep. Speaks to his awareness of, I can coach this, I can teach this, but more importantly, I can turn that into scoring opportunities. And quite frankly, and I'll just say this right now, BTA has always been a favorite across the SimWorld spectrum. Even when it was only prep, Coach Lytle has always been a favorite across the SimWorld spectrum in terms of what he brings to the table. And that is truly one of those teams of, if he ever secures a dominant scorer and keeps those other principles, I don't know if they'll ever lose, to be honest with you. What is good about what he's able to do on a regular basis, though, beyond the arc, is able to be in another team's kitchen, and that's what all the stuff we talked about before, those rebounds and those forced turnovers. So they can definitely, obviously, have the talent to make a run to the championship game of The Last Dance. Really curious to see if they're able to do that, but he's definitely a team I don't think anybody's looking forward to facing. Another coach here with the title under their belt, and I really talked about it a lot, is Yashiro Okusuda. Came in, took over Latin America in the middle of that mess. Almost got a tournament win almost right away in the Global Hoops Challenge. What I've always liked about Latin America, the heart of the team, their ability to focus in terms of everything starts around their offense, And I know. I hear you all saying now, but what about all the defensive teams? Yes, 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 yes. But their defense even starts with their offense. And what do I mean when I say that? You rarely see Latin America take what I call a bad shot, or a shot where they're out of formation. And by that I mean this: yes, they're a good transition team. They almost have to be because of their height challenge, right? So they're a really good transition team. It's particularly out defense to offense. But what they're also able to do is when they get caught out of the transition game into the half court game, what they do at that particular point is they then reset themselves up, and part of that expanded semi transition game we talked about, they can also play a straight up half court game, and whenever the shot is taken, the team is always in position. Whenever there's a three, there's that zone rebounding concept that we talked about that you have to do with the 3-point shot, because depending on how it comes off the rim, you need somebody in one of different spots in order to secure the rebound, and they're able to do that. More importantly, though, they're always in balance in the shot. Yes, every now and then there's that rush shot clock's going down, defense was really good or whatever. But even against good defenses, you rarely see them take a shot out of balance. And that's all about Coach Akamura and how his principles set up to where they understand the limited nature of possessions, and he puts an emphasis on, we're going to get buckets on this possession. We're gonna stop. We're gonna effort to stop. We're gonna play that mindful and heady and strong defense, yes, but we're going to make the effort to make sure every possession we have counts as a good offensive possession, and that's the kind of mindset that sets you up for victory for sure. And lastly, I is a coach that we've talked about his players a lot, and I want to talk about him. And that is Coach Heesh of Gulf Coast. So here's why. I'm bringing him up. The idea of a team that lives and dies by the three. They take a lot of threes, and part and parcel of that, like when you watch their games, a lot of it is in strategy. And I understand why. 3 points are better than two. Marsh and I had that argument in SimWorld today a while back. And of course, math. You can't fight math, right? 3 is better than 2. My argument about the 3-point shot is that if you don't make it, you leave yourself open to long rebounds. If you're playing against a strong transition team, they can abuse that. What I do appreciate about Nick Heesh's approach, though, yes, they take a lot of threes, but there is that effort to work outside in. In other words, there is always going to be a look inside. And I wonder if this particular season, again, watching the games that I watched, was there just not enough consistency in the inside game? Maybe they were too outside heavy. I think he still found a way to overcome that. And I think we're starting to see the glistenings of that diamond. Yes, I know their record. I get it. And especially when you talk about when they have a player like Kai Killens on the team, how can they be there? Well, it is a team, right? You have to always start there no matter what. And look, the reality of it is this: that process that Nick Heesh puts his team through, again, much like we talked about another team, that record isn't good, but that they're not getting looked past whenever they're facing somebody in a tournament or in a play, because Nick Heesh will bring that effectiveness to play and to four in terms of how he positions his team, how he positions them in a place to be effective during the course of the game. I think if he finds his footing in this particular tournament, I said it before in talking about the players, I'm going to say it talking about him, he's heady enough to take advantage of his advantages, and especially he's heady enough and has smart enough players that he's coached and managed that take advantage of another team's weakness or another team's mistake. I would be very leery about going up against a coaching board with Nick Heesh when he finds his groove, so to speak, or if he's allowed to find his groove. If you can get the team off balance, they're still going to fight you. But if you can't, his awareness of the game is going to make it just makes the Gulf Coast very, very dangerous. So looking forward to see what he's going to be able to do and see if they're going to be able to make a run throughout this tournament. Yes, there were some other coaches that I didn't talk about. Dre Pope, whatever. Nah, just playing. Other coaches that have had some really big wins and stuff this season, played some really good tournaments, and I promise I will get around to all the coaches. But I really want to focus on the coaches that were either not getting any play or their players were getting a lot of play while they were only getting side mentions. So hopefully this starts a new era of that for me. Tell me what other coaches you want to hear about. Tell me how you want me to break down coaches. I'm open for that. At one particular point, I'm going to push it back here. Coach Skinny and Coach Dre Pope, way back in the day, when I was started doing the Dirty Dirties, they wanted me to do a Dirty coaching line. And I've been struggling with that, guys. You know, I have the double abacus out. And oh, by the way, there's a third abacus in the room too. Really trying to come up with the principles of what exactly are in the coach's control that are quantifiable. I can make qualitative statements all the time. Like I can say, well, I don't feel like the coach handled their timeouts right. Or I could feel like the coach didn't start the press soon enough. Or I can say that coach didn't start the foul game soon enough. I can say all those things, but that doesn't really mean anything because it's only Maestro's opinion. You know, Maestro liked to get the numbers, and then let's talk about how we got those numbers, right? So, again, I'm reaching out. Ain't too proud to beg, baby. Let's take a look at what we got going on. And you tell me how you want me to look at coaches, and let's come with another angle. Maybe something I didn't think of. You guys are smarter than me anyway, so get it done. So anyway, all right, fam, you know the deal. Holla at your boy. Tell me what you want to think about. Tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me how you want to talk about it. Tell me how you want to think about it. You know what's up. And never let Jason Bourne borrow your car.
Oh, wait, you want me to read?
Thank you again for checking out the Maestro's Dirty
Shorts.
Is it last call? Oh. Have you seen my glasses?
Drop a tag below and give us a piece of your mind.
The Maestro. Dirty.
Shorts!